This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about standard associations, and we have discussed what kind of associations has been given by Salesforce between the standard objects. And along with those associations, what kind of additional behaviors that Salesforce offers between those objects we have discussed. And yesterday we have discussed the one-to-one association and how can we map one-to-one relation between the two objects with the help of the combination of roll-up summary fields and the validation rule we have discussed practically. And we have one more last feature as part of this Salesforce associations, that is standard junction objects. So that already we know what exactly a junction object and what is the use and when should we create the junction object and how to create the junction objects. Already we know that we have discussed. So now tell me, generally junction object will be used to implement what? Many to many association, right? Whenever if you want to map many to many association between the two objects, so many to many association is not possible between the two objects directly. So to achieve that many to many association between those two objects, we are creating one more additional object that is called as a junction object. So the junction object will be associated with both the parents with the two master detail associations. It will be associating with the parent, first parent with one master detail association. It will associated with the second parent also with another master detail association. So inside the junction object, we are storing the details of both the parents. Now, so we have discussed how to create junction objects, how to store the data, we have discussed. Now, so what is this standard junction objects? As part of this Salesforce CRM, Salesforce has given so many objects to us by default. We have almost 200 objects are available as part of Salesforce CRM, which are used to store the CRM related data which has been created by Salesforce by default. As part of this Salesforce CRM, Salesforce has created almost 200 objects in order to store the CRM related data, to store the sales data, to store the marketing data, to store the service data. Salesforce has given almost 200 objects, more than 100. Now tell me, between these objects, Salesforce has given some associations. It may be lookup or master detail, hierarchical, whatever they have indicated. Now tell me, while implementing these complex functionalities of CRM, will Salesforce people has faced the many to many association between few objects? Yes, definitely. People might have faced the problem of many to many association between few standard objects. So between few standard objects, we might be having some many to many relationship will be available. Then how Salesforce has implemented that many to many association between those standard objects. So to achieve that, they might have created few junction objects also. Then what junction objects Salesforce has created between those standard objects to map many to many relationship. So what are those standard junction objects? It's a common question nowadays in most of the interviews. Could you please list out few junction object names which you are aware of? So we have to give at least some 3 to 4 junction object names. Then let's see what objects are available in Salesforce as part of Standerd between which we are having many-to-many association. To achieve that many-to-many association, Salesforce has created few junction objects. Let me explain those junction objects here one by one. Now, let's see. So let me take few objects over here. Okay, let me show you few object names. Between those objects, we are having junction objects are available here. Because between those objects, we have many-to-many relation. Now let me explain. Now, first one. Campaign and lead. Campaign and the lead object. So now tell me, between this campaign object and the lead object, what kind of relation that we have? Between this campaign and the lead, what kind of relation that we have? Is it one-to-one, or one-to-many, or many-to-many, or what? Now, let's see here. Let me explain the concept now. For example, I'm having campaign object. And I have lead object. Now, this is the campaign object. This is the lead object. Now today, Dell people are conducting few campaigns. Assume that today, Dell people are conducting few campaigns. So they have 4 marketing teams are available. These 4 marketing teams are conducting the campaigns in 4 different locations in Hyderabad city today. Because in one day, they are not conducting the campaign in only one location. They are conducting the campaigns in different locations on the same day because they have different marketing teams are available. So each team is conducting the campaign in one specific location on that day. Now, for example, today Dell people are conducting 4 campaigns. The first campaign C1001. This is a campaign 1. The name of the campaign is campaign 1. So which is in some Amirpet. This is the location of the campaign. Second, C1002, campaign 2, they're conducting in some Madhapur. C1003, campaign 3, so which is in Secunderabad, which is in some Secunderabad. Campaign 4, C1004. So which is campaign 4, they're conducting in some Gachibowli. Okay, Gachibowli. So these are the 4 locations where they are conducting the campaigns today. Okay, today they have 4 separate marketing teams are available. Team 1 is conducting the campaign 1 in Amirpet. Team 2 conducting the campaign 2 in Madhapur. Team 3 is conducting campaign 3 in Secunderabad. Team 4 is conducting campaign 4, okay, which is in Gachibowli. These are the 4 locations that are conducting the campaign today here. Now, so now whenever they're conducting the campaigns, people will show interest on Dell products. So few people will be visiting the campaign. They would like to collect the details of the product which they would like to buy, which they're planning to buy, on which they are having some interest. So those people are called as leads. The people who just showed interest in your product or service, those people are called as leads. Now, so now for example, assume that myself, I have visited the campaign, okay, which is in Amirpet location. Because I'm staying in some Amirpet here, or morning I came to the Amirpet to attend my course. So I came to the Amirpet. Beside my institute, I have Observe that there is a campaign is conducting by the Dell people. I have visited the campaign because I would like to get some details about some new products of Dell. Now, so I am that person here. So I am that lead person. So they are collecting my details here. Lead 401. So they are indicating my name over here. I have visited this campaign, that is C1001. Okay, C1001. So now here I have visited this campaign C1001. Next. Along with me, other people also has visited the same campaign here. Lead 402, like some Ramesh. He has visited the same campaign C1001. C1001. Lead 403, some Kumar. He is also attending the same campaign here, C1001. That means what? Multiple people can visit the single campaign here. So not only one people, can multiple people will visit the same campaign here. So for the campaign one, we are having 3 leads are available here. Okay, now you know that here. So now one person, okay, multiple people can visit that campaign as well. Now, for example, assume that myself, the first lead person, lead 401. So now I have visited this campaign, which is in Amirpet here. I have collected some data. I have filled up the form. I have given the form to the marketing people. Fine. From there, I went to my home. Okay, I went to my home, which is in some Kukatpalli. So now I had the lunch here in the afternoon, and then I went to my office. I went to my office. I'm working for the company, okay, in the afternoon shift. So my office timings are afternoon 2 o'clock to night 11 o'clock. So now here in this case here. So now I went to that my office here, which is in some Madhapur. Okay, which is in some Madhapur. So whenever I'm getting down that bus in Madhapur bus stop, there I found one more campaign conducting by the Dell people. So there I saw some different products with the different designs, with the different models, with the different colors. So the products are looking like very attractive. Now, so in this case, because of that interest, because of that curiosity, I have visited that campaign also here. I have visited that campaign also here. Now, so now here on the same day, I went to the Gachibali also here to meet my friend. There I found some different campaign conducting by the Giddel people. So I have visited that campaign also over here. Okay, I have visited multiple campaigns. So now tell me in this case here, for one campaign, how many leads are available? One or multiple? Multiple. So one lead can visit how many campaigns? Multiple. Now tell me, do we have any limitation that a lead person can visit only one campaign? No, there is no such limitation. You can visit multiple campaigns also. So from lead to campaign, so the lead to campaign, we have one to many association. One lead, multiple campaigns. From campaign to lead, again one to many here. One campaign, multiple leads. So from both the sides, we are having one to many association. This kind of association is called as what? Many to many association. So between this campaign and the lead, we are having many to many association. Now tell me, how can we map many to many association between two objects?
Using
We
master
should
detail.
have junction object here. We should have a junction object. So these two objects are created by whom? Have we created these two objects? No. Salesforce has given that. Now, Salesforce, people might have observed this functionality, right? Yes. So during that time, they have created one junction object also. To map this many to many association between these two objects, Salesforce people might have already created one junction object. What is that junction object here? Between these two, Salesforce has created a junction object that is called as campaign member. Campaign member is a junction object here, which will be associating with both the parents. So the campaign member is associating with campaign object also. It is associating with lead object also here. So between this campaign and the lead, we have many to many association. To achieve this many to many association, Salesforce has created a junction object called as campaign member. Campaign member is a junction object between campaign and lead. Clear? Understood the concept now? Now, let's see. Let me show you the practical proof with the Salesforce data model. Now, let me go to my Salesforce data model, which I have downloaded from Salesforce website. So now, as part of Sales Cloud, these are the various objects that we have in Salesforce. Now, we have so many objects. So now this each and every box is indicating this is an object. This is the name of the object here. These are the fields. Okay, these are the fields. Not only these fields, these are the relationship fields which it is holding. That means key fields over here. It won't represent all the fields. Now let's see. Here I have two objects are available with me. We have lead object. We have campaign object. Now tell me, do we have any direct relation between these two? No, we don't have any direct association. We have the association from lead to campaign member to lead. So between these two objects, we have a junction object is available, that is campaign member. This is a campaign member is a junction object, which will be holding the campaign ID and the lead ID both. Because campaign member is a junction object which will be associating with both the parents also. It is associating with the campaign object with the help of a field called as campaign ID, and it will be associating with the lead object with the help of a relationship field called as lead ID. So these are the two relationship fields are available inside my campaign member object, which is associating with both the parents as well. So between this campaign and the lead, we don't have the many-to-many association directly by default. So to achieve that, Salesforce has given this campaign member. Okay, clear? Now let's see. Make a note of this one. Between campaign and lead object, we have many-to-many relationship where parent objects are campaign object and lead object. These two are the parent. The junction object is what? Campaign member. Campaign member object. Campaign member is a junction object between this campaign and the lead object. Done? Next. The second one, lead object and the contact object. So between these two, what kind of association that we have? Now let's see. Here also we have many-to-many association, because one lead record should be associated with multiple contacts, and one contact can be associated with multiple leads also. That facility is available. So now let me show you here. Let's go to the data model. Now let's see the data model over here. Now, so here I'm having this lead object. Here I'm having contact object is available here. These are the two objects are available. Okay, we have these two objects, lead object and the contact object. Two objects are available here. So now tell me, between these two objects, do we have any relation over here? No. We have the relation from where lead to campaign member. And then from campaign member here, from campaign member to, we have this relation. It is also associating with that contact object. So between this lead and the contact, we have this many to many association where we have this contact object and the lead object as the parent objects, and the campaign member is the junction object. So this junction object is associating with both the parents also. Now, here you can raise a question. Sir, whenever if you want to map the junction object, then junction object should be associating with both the parents with the two master detail associations. Already campaign member is associating with that campaign with one master detail. It is associating with the lead with one master detail. So already two master details are over. Now it is associating with contact also now here. Then how it is possible to create third master detail field? In this case, whenever if you want more than two master detail fields, then what we can do, instead of the third one, okay, third one, first two we can create master detail fields as it is over here. Whenever you are creating the third master detail association field, Salesforce won't support. So at that time here, we have to create a lookup association with that object. Create a lookup relationship field. Lookup relationship field will be mapping the relation between these two objects also. It is giving some default behaviors. Now, along with this lookup behaviors, whatever the master detail functionalities that you want, okay, whatever the master detail behaviors that you want, we can implement with the help of by writing some piece of code. By using Apex programming, we can implement the additional code as well here. So in this case, as part of Salesforce also, now these two master detail associations are already done with campaign and the lead. So now to map the association with that contact, it is using a lookup association. On top of that lookup association, they have created the additional behaviors of master detail by writing some piece of code through Apex triggers. Because in master detail, upon removing the parent child record has to remove here. So they have created one trigger also. Whenever I'm restoring the parent child record should come back. For that one trigger they have created. Whenever I'm sharing the parent child record also should share automatically. So they have created one separate trigger here. So whatever the additional behaviors are required, those additional behaviors they have implemented through Apex triggers. Okay, clear now? So this is how we can able to achieve. Okay, this is how we can achieve that. Because if the configuration is not supporting, we have to think for the alternatives over here. How can we achieve this? So we can't say no to the client, boss. This is not at all possible. We can't say no. So we need to think the alternative here, how to implement. What is the alternative mechanism for this? Because nothing is impossible in the world. So that here we have to think for the alternative mechanism as a developer. It's our responsibility. We have to think the alternative. Now then we can explain them. This is how we are going to implement. Then client will accept that. Based on that, we can start implementing with the programming. Okay. Now let's see. Make a note of this one. Lead and contact object. Between lead and contact objects, we have many to many relationship where lead object and contact object are the parents, and the junction object is campaign member. Campaign member is a junction object. Next, contact and opportunity object. Contact and opportunity object. So between this contact and opportunity also, we are having many to many. Account to contact, we have lookup. Account to opportunity, we have lookup. Between contact and opportunity, we have many to many. So one contact can be associated with multiple opportunities, and one opportunity can involve multiple contacts also. So that here, between this contact and opportunity, we have many to many association which has been implemented with the help of a junction object called as opportunity contact role. Opportunity contact role is a junction object created by Salesforce to map many to many association between contact and opportunity objects. Now, let me show you here. Let's go to the data model. Now, so let's see. Here I'm having this contact object here. Here I'm having opportunity object. So these are the two objects are available. But between these two, we don't have any direct association. So now we have the relation from contact to opportunity contact role and opportunity contact role to opportunity object here. We have a junction object is available between these two. So between this contact and opportunity, we are having the many to many association which has been implemented with the help of by creating a junction object called as opportunity contact role, which contains the contact ID also, opportunity ID also both. It will store both the parent IDs inside that. Like as a book ID, Aadhaar ID, both will be storing inside your junction object. Like the similar way, contact ID, opportunity ID, both will be storing inside that. Okay? Now, let's see. Make a note of this one. Now, between contact and opportunity objects, we have many to many relationship where parent objects are contact and opportunity object. And the junction object is opportunity contact role. The fourth one, opportunity and product object. Opportunity and the product object. Now, so between this opportunity object and the product object also, again, we have many to many association. Because in one opportunity, we can have multiple products. Like whatever the bill that we are generating from supermarket, within a single bill, multiple products information will be available. Whatever the products you are purchasing, all the products information is available within a single opportunity. But the same product name is available in different opportunities also. Whenever you are purchasing any products also, like some fruits, the same fruit code will be available in different opportunities also. Not only myself, other people are also purchasing that same fruits as well. So one product will be available in multiple opportunities, and one opportunity can contain multiple products also. So between these two, we have many to many association, which has been implemented with the help of a junction object called as opportunity line item. So whenever you are purchasing any products from the supermarket, they're generating some bill. In that bill, they're indicating the product's information, like as some potato and the mangoes and then shampoo, or it may be like some apple. They're indicating the each and every product name which you have purchased. This each item, each product which is available inside the bill is called as a line item. This is one line item. This is second line item. This is the third line item. Like that, multiple line items we are adding. So whatever the line items we are adding inside a single bill, these are called as opportunity line items over here. To store all this line items information and the opportunity information, they're using a junction object called as opportunity line item here. Okay. Now let's see. Between opportunity and product objects, we have many to many relationship where parent objects are opportunity object and product object. And the junction object name is opportunity line item. And the last one, user and permission set objects. Here also the same, we have many to many. For one user, we can assign multiple permission set. Okay, for one user, we can assign multiple permission set also. So the same permission set can be assigned to multiple users also. That facility is available. During security, we'll see, so what kind of implementation that we have between user and the permission set, we'll see practically over there. Between user and permission set objects, we have many to many association where the parent objects are user object and the permission set object. And the junction object is permission set assignment. Permission set assignment is a junction object between user and the permission set object. So these are few standard junction objects that we have. We have some more also, but those are not required right now. So these 5 are sufficient upon implementations. So these are the standard junction objects. Campaign member is one of the junction object. Opportunity contact role, opportunity line item, permission set assignment. Like that, these are few junction objects which we have in Salesforce ready-madely, which has been created by Salesforce to map the many to many association between these parent objects here. So these are the various features that we have as part of relationships. So as part of these associations, we are having all these functionalities. Almost 12 features are there. All these features we have discussed. Now we are done with that each and every feature here. We are done with that lookup association and the lookup dialogues and the lookup filters also, master detail associations, converting lookup to master detail and the vice versa. We are done with roll-up summary fields, many to many relationships, one-to-one associations, standard relationships between the objects, standard junction objects, hierarchical association. All these functionalities we are done with this as part of this master detail and as part of relationship feature. Okay. Now, so with this one, we are done with the relationship concept here. Next. Now let's move forward to one more new feature, data management. This is also called as data migration. Data management or data migration. So here we'll see what exactly the data management and how can we manage the data. What are the various of features that Salesforce offers as part of cloud, which we can use to manage the data on the multiple object records, and what on-premise tools that Salesforce offers to us, and what third-party tools are also available in the internet, which we can use to connect with our Salesforce or to perform the bulk import and export operations. Okay, now we'll see. So now tell me, first of all, what do you mean by data? Data means what? Information. Okay. In
Information.
Salesforce, okay, in Salesforce, data will be representing in the form of what? Records. Simple concept.
Records. Fields.
Data means records. That's it. Simple concept. Data means records. Management means what? Manage the records. Managing the records means?
Managing. Formatting.
Managing the records means?
delete, edit,
Performing some operation
arranging,
like
Operation.
DLMing
insertion,
operation.
creating some new records, updating some records, deleting some records, exporting the records. These operations are nothing but data management. Simple concept here. Data management will allow us to perform the operations on your Salesforce object records. Simple. So whenever we are performing some operations on your Salesforce object records, then we can use the help of a feature called as data management, or this is also called as data migration. So by using this data management or data migration, we can perform the operations on bulk records at a time. Okay, on bulk records, we can perform the operations at a time. We can insert bulk records. We can update bulk records. We can delete bulk records. We can export bulk records. We can export all bulk records also. Not only on single record, we can perform the operations on bulk records also. So with the help of this data management or data migration, we can move the records. We can copy the records from one object to another object, one organization to another organization, one application to another application, one server to another server, one environment to another environment. We can move the data here between the multiple applications, multiple environments, multiple organizations, multiple objects, and the multiple applications also. So that facility is available as part of data management. Okay, as part of data management, we are having all these facilities are available. Like for example, come to a small scenario. Assume that till now, to automate our sales processes, I'm using a Arkle application. So we have built an application by using Arkle platform very long back, and then we are continue to use that application to store our sales related data. But now we are facing some difficulty with that Arkle application. So we thought of, we don't want to continue with this Arkle application anymore. I want to decommission that application. So I don't want to use that. I want to use Salesforce application. Because Salesforce application is having all the sales functionalities inbuilt as part of Salesforce CRM inside that sales application. So in this case, I want to continue to use Salesforce CRM. But already we have used CS Arkle application. There we have stored so much data, our customers data, our products data, our leads data, our opportunities data, our cases data, everything is there inside the Oracle database here in the Oracle application. From now onwards, I want to use Salesforce. Then what needs to be done? We have to copy the data from Oracle database to your Salesforce tables here. We have to copy this data. It's not a single record, bulk records are available. Some hundreds of records, thousands of records, lakhs of records, crores of records are available inside my Oracle database. I want to copy each object data. I want to copy into my Salesforce objects. Once the whole data has been copied, from there we can able to start utilizing Salesforce CRM application to automate our sales processes. So in this case, we can migrate the data from one application to another application also. One object to another object also. One environment to another environment. One application to another application also. At that time, we are using the help of a feature called as data management or data migration. Okay, now. So now here in this case, upon performing these operations on your data, that means on records, we have so many ways are available in Salesforce. Upon performing the operations on your Salesforce objects, we have so many ways are available. Now let me explain each and every way one by one, and what are the drawbacks that we have, and then how can we use these ways, okay, to manage the data. Okay, now let's see. So what kind of methodologies that we have in Salesforce to manage the data in terms of bulk, and what is the tool given by Salesforce, okay, which we are going to use as part of real time, we'll see one by one. Okay, understood the concept now? Now, let's see. Data management. Data represents records inside the Salesforce object. Data represents records inside the Salesforce objects. By using data management, we can perform the operations on Salesforce object records. That is, we can insert, update, delete, export the records from Salesforce objects. By using data management, we can perform the operations on bulk records at a time. Bulk records at a time. Data migration allows us to migrate or move the records between applications, objects, organizations, servers, and environments. Between the multiple environments, okay, we can migrate the data. Between multiple servers, we can migrate the data. That means one server to another server, one organization to another organization, one application to another application, one environment to another environment. We can migrate the data. Now, Salesforce provides the below approaches to manage the records. Salesforce provides the below approaches to manage the records. The first one, by using page layouts. First one, by using page layouts. Done? Now, so the first way is page layouts. By using page layouts, we can manage the records here. Already we know. By using this Salesforce organization, just you can go to that objects tab, click on new button, page layout will be getting opened for you, and we can able to create some records, we can modify, we can delete, we can view, we can do that operation. So by using this page layout, now tell me how many records can I create at a time? By using page layout, how many records can I create at a time? Simple. I want to create one account record. Click on accounts tab. Now the form will be getting opened here. Click on new button. Then automatically a screen will be dialog box will be getting open. Now tell me in that screen, in that dialog box, how many account records data we can enter? Only one. Enter the data, click on save button, record will be created. Then click on new button again, dialog box will be getting opened again, enter the data of second record, click on save button, record will be created. And then one more, and then one more, and then one more. That means by using this page layouts, we can manage only one record at a time, not multiple. Upon inserting the records, only one record we can insert at a time through page layouts. But bulk records we can't manage at a time through page layouts. It won't support. Now, upon updating the records also. So if you want to update any of these records, just click on the record name. The record will be getting open for you in editable format. Just you can make the changes whatever you want and save the record back to the database. So record will be updated. Then open the second record, update it. And then open the third record, update it. That means one by one, one by one, one by one, we can do. Next, if you want to do the delete operation, open the first record, click on that button menu, click on delete button. So first record is deleted. Then open the second record, delete. And then third one, and then one more, and then one more. Like that what? Whenever I'm performing the operations on the object records through page layout will allow us to perform the operations on only one record at a time, not multiple. This is a problem with page layouts. But through page layout, we can create the records, fine. But there is a limitation. What is that? We can create only one record at a time. We can modify only one record at a time. We can delete only one record at a time, not multiple. On the bulk records, we can't perform this operation. This is the limitation that we have in page layouts. Then, in this case, what is the alternative? For that one, we have an alternative that is called as Apex programming. Through Apex programming, we can manage the records also. Then how many? Let me explain one by one. Okay, clear up to this one? Now, make a note of this one. Page layouts. By using page layouts, we can perform the DML operations on Salesforce object records. But we can manage or we can perform the operations on only one record at a time. We can perform the operations on only one record at a time. But it won't allow to process bulk records. But it won't allow to process bulk records. Now, so that we have another alternative mechanism, that is Apex programming. Second one, Apex programming. Through Apex programming also, we can manage the records. But it requires programmatical part. We have to write some piece of code. By using this piece of code, we can perform all the DML operations. We can insert the records, we can update the records, we can delete the records, we can restore the record, that means undelete operation also, and we can upset the records, and we can merge the multiple duplicate records into single record also. We can eliminate duplication mechanism also. All these operations we can do. So by using this Apex programming, by writing some piece of code through Apex programming, we can perform the operations on either one record or bulk records also. But there is a limitation. But there is a limitation. What is that limitation? As part of Apex programming, each DML statement can process maximum of 10,000 records at a time. 10,000 records at a time, not more than that. Each DML statement can process maximum of 10,000 records at a time, not more than that. Suppose if you are having some 2 lakhs records are available, we have to process in terms of 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, like that. So if I'm having 2 lakhs records are there, if I'm processing 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 like this, it will take 20 times I need to process. If I'm having 20 lakhs records, then it will be killing your time. It will waste your time, it will waste your resources also. This is a problem. So by using this Apex programming, we can perform the operations on bulk records also, but there is a limitation, maximum of 10,000 records, not more than that. That is a limitation. Clear? Now, let's see. Make a note of this one. By using Apex programming, we can process either one or bulk records at a time. At a time. But each DML statement in Apex programming, each DML statement in Apex programming can process maximum of 10,000 records at a time. It can process maximum of 10,000 records at a time. So each DML statement can process maximum of 10,000 records, not more than that. That is the limitation given by Salesforce. Then, in this case, do we have any other alternative mechanism to process more number of records at a time? Yes, there is one more mechanism here. That is called as data import wizard. Data import wizard. Simply, this is also called as import wizard. We can call data import wizard or simply import wizard. Then what is this data import wizard feature? Basically, data import wizard is a cloud-based feature given by Salesforce by default. It's a cloud-based feature. It's not programming part here. It's a feature, ready-made feature given by Salesforce. Like whatever the way we are creating the fields, whatever the way we are creating the objects, like the similar way we can use a tool called as data import wizard, which is a cloud-based feature given by Salesforce to perform the operations on bulk records at a time. But in this case, inside this name itself, it is indicating data import wizard. Import means what? Importing in the sense only importing the records. Importing the records in the sense only two operation. Insert, update. That's it. Okay. Importing in the sense only insert, update. That's it. No deletion, no export, nothing. So now here it is indicating that data import wizard is a ready-made cloud-based feature given by Salesforce, which is used to import the records inside your Salesforce objects. That means we can insert the records and we can update the records inside your Salesforce object, but it won't support any export operations. We can't fetch the data from your Salesforce object. Just we can insert and we can update them. That's it. We can't do any other operations on your Salesforce objects. This is the first limitation of data import wizard. So through data import wizard, we can process maximum of 50,000 records at a time. We can process 50,000 records. So 50,000, 50,000, 50,000 like that, we need to process over here. This is the second limitation that we have in data import wizard. Third limitation. Whenever we are using this data import wizard, when we try to insert the records inside the object, data import wizard won't support all your Salesforce standard objects. It won't support to insert the records in all the Salesforce standard objects. It will support only 5 Salesforce standard objects, and along with these 5 standard objects, all custom objects it will support. It will support all the custom objects of Salesforce, and then it will support only 5 standard objects like account and the contact and the lead and the campaign member and the solution. Only these 5: account, contact, lead, solution, campaign member. Only these are 5 standard objects. Then what about the remaining objects? We have campaign object, we have opportunity object, we have case object, we have order object, product object. So many other standard objects are available. What about these objects? This a data import wizard won't support. We can insert the records in lead, we can insert the record in account and then contact and then solution and campaign member and all custom objects. Remaining standard objects it won't support. This is the problem here. So data import wizard will allow us to process a maximum of 50,000 records at a time. That too, it will allow us to process only import operations like as insert and update operations on 5 standard objects like account, contact, lead, and the campaign member and the solution. These are the 5. Along with all the custom objects, it will support here. It's a 100% common question in every interview in admin certification 201 also. So what standard objects that data import wizard will support? Data import wizard will support to process 5 standard objects: account, contact, lead, solution, campaign member. Only these 5 along with all custom objects. So in this case, we can raise a question. Sir, I want to insert 10,000 records into my object at a time through data import wizard. Then how to pass this 10,000 records information at a time to the data import wizard? Where we need to place all these 10,000 records data? In this case, we have to place the data in the form of a .csv file. .csv. CSV means comma separated value file. CSV means comma separated value file. Now, let's see. For example, I'm having my Salesforce object. So this is my Salesforce object that we have. So it's my account object. Inside this account object, I want to insert some records through data import wizard. So I'm using the help of a tool called as a data import wizard. So this is the data import wizard tool. So this is the data import wizard feature here. Now, so whenever I'm using this data import wizard, it will perform only import operations. Import operations means what? Only insert and update. Insert, update. Only these 2 operations the data import wizard will support. The remaining operations it won't support over here. Remaining operations it won't support. It will support only insert and update operations here, not the remaining here. So we can able to process the records inside your object. we can process the record inside your object. Only one-way direction, no bidirectional concept here. Okay, only one-way direction here. Import operations. So now in this case, I want to insert 10,000 account records or 50,000 account records over here. Then how can we supply? Whenever if you want to supply this account records, we have to place these records in the form of a .csv file. So we have to prepare a .csv file. CSV file means like as Excel sheets. Okay, it's like as an Excel sheet here. We have to prepare an Excel sheet. We have to prepare an Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet, place your data. So whatever the data that you want, we can place your data inside this Excel sheet. Save this file with the extension .csv. Okay. For example, here I'm indicating the file name as accounts, account records .csv. Okay, account record .csv. CSV stands for what? Comma separated value. Okay, comma separated value files. Now, once the CSV file is ready, we have to pass this CSV file as input to the data import wizard. We have to pass this CSV file as input to the data import wizard. Here I'm passing as input. I'm passing this CSV file as input to the data import wizard. Data import wizard will take this CSV file as input. It will collect the records. It will process these records into your objects automatically. Okay. So data import wizard will be purely supporting that CSV file formats. No other here, no other format, because Excel sheet, it won't support here. It is also Excel sheet only, but the extension will be .csv, comma separated value files. Okay, clear? Now, so now in this case here, where is this data import wizard feature? Where exactly the feature is available here? Now, let me show you. Let me go to my Salesforce arc. I'm going to my Salesforce arc now. Now, in order to go to the data import wizard, just you can go to the setup menu, search for the option data import wizard. Okay, click search for the option data import wizard. So now here it is indicating this, the details about the data import wizard. Click on the button launch wizard. Click on the button launch wizard. Now it is providing the data import wizard feature here. This is the data import wizard feature. Now, so in the left panel, it is indicating that. So now choose the data, which data you would like to process. Do the mapping, this is the second step. And then start importing the data over here. So now here it is clearly indicating that import your data into Salesforce. Import your data into Salesforce. Like for example, every day the marketing people are going to be conducting various campaigns. Through those campaigns, they're collecting the leads data. Once the data has been collected, then they're placing the data in the form of Excel sheet. That Excel sheet they're providing to you to the sales team here. Then what the sales team will do, sales team will collect that Excel sheet data, that dumping into your lead object automatically. Because we can't copy each record one by one, one by one, one by one. Just you can pass that complete CSV file to that data import wizard. Data import wizard will take all these records, it will process into your lead table. From there, sales team will accept the record, they will start working on this. Okay, now, so it is indicating that import your data into Salesforce objects. They're clearly indicating you can import up to maximum of 50,000 records at a time, not more than that. Now, so now here what kind of data that you want to import here, you can select that. What standard object it will support, what custom object it will support. It is indicating two separate tabs over here. No standard objects. It will support account object, contact object, lead object, solution, campaign member. No other objects here. Only these 5. When coming to the custom objects, it will support branch object, candidate, customer, hiring manager, position, everything. All the custom objects, only 5 standard objects it will support here. Clear? Now, for example, once I'm selecting this object over here, like as some account, now you want to do what? You want to add some new records, you want to update the existing records. I want to add some new records here. Now choose that file where exactly the data is available here. Select that CSV file. Click on this CSV option here. Now click on this choose file. Now select the CSV file where exactly you have placed. From there it will be copying the data into your Salesforce object here. Clear? Now, so this is the option here which has been given by Salesforce. Now, but basically we are not using this feature here because of the limitation. What is the limitation? It is not supporting all Salesforce standard objects. It is supporting only 5 objects. Second problem, it is processing only 50,000 records at a time. But I want to process more number of records at a time, but it won't support. This is the second problem over here. And then third problem is whenever it is processing the records inside your Salesforce objects, suppose if anything went wrong, if something went wrong, if some data has been not processed, then it won't indicate any confirmation. Boss, you have supplied 10,000 records. From those 10,000 records, 9,990 records has been processed successfully. 10 records has been failed. So this is the reason because of the records has been failed. It won't indicate any such kind of acknowledgement to you here. But we don't know what records are processed successfully, what records are failed. We don't know that. There is no such kind of confirmation back. That is a problem over here. For that reason, we are not preferring to use this data import wizard. Okay. Now, let's see. Now, whenever if you want to go to the data import wizard, here we are going to the setup menu, search for the option data import wizard, and we can start utilizing this. But here I will show you one more option also to go to the data import wizard. Simply, we can go to your applications, go to your object here. I'm having my object account. Click on this account object. Once you click on this accounts tab, I want to create a new record. How? There is a new button here. Okay. If you want to insert the records bulk, then here we are having an option called as import button. Okay. New means what? I want to create the record, only one record I'm creating. If you want to insert bulk record, then we can use option import. When I click on import, import wizard will be getting open for you here. Okay. It will go back to import wizard here again. Clear? When you go to your custom objects also here. When you go to your custom objects also. Like some position object here. Here we are having new button to open to create a single record over here. If you want to import bulk record, then click on import button here. Directly it will go to import wizard again directly over here. Clear? Now. So this is the functionality that we have as part of import wizard. Clear up to this one? Now make a note of this. Data import wizard. It is a cloud-based feature provided by Salesforce by default as part of Salesforce CRM. By using data import wizard, we can perform import operations on Salesforce object records. Import operations on Salesforce object records. Now, I'm giving these points over here. It supports only import operations. That is, insert and update. but it won't support export operations. But it won't support export operations. Second one, data import wizard can process maximum of 50,000 records at a time. Data import wizard can process maximum of 50,000 records at a time. We have to supply the input records to the tool in the form of .csv file. We have to supply the records, input records to the tool in the form of .csv file. It supports to import the records. It supports to import the records in few standard objects, in all custom objects, and 5 standard objects, and 5 standard objects like account, contact, lead, solution, and campaign member. But it won't support remaining standard objects. But it won't support remaining standard objects. Now, the navigation. How can we go to this data import wizard here? Click on setup menu. Search for the option data import wizard. Click on launch wizard button. Or else click on the required objects tab. For example, accounts. Click on import button and click on launch wizard button. Use the navigation to go to the data import wizard feature. Clear? Next. So in this case, what happened? Data import wizard will be purely supporting import operation. Then how to perform this export operation? For that one, we are using the help of one more tool called as, one more option called as data export. Data export. Data export is a cloud-based feature given by Salesforce. Like as import wizard, a data export is also one of the cloud-based feature given by Salesforce only to export the data, not to import, only export. We can export the data from one or more Salesforce objects at a time. But it supports all the Salesforce objects, including standard, including custom, all the subjects it will support to export from these Salesforce objects to your local device. So upon exporting the data, here we have two options. We can export the data manually or we can make it scheduled. Instead of exporting the data every day manually by your own, every month, last working day, I would like to export the data to my local device automatically as a backup copy here. We can take this data as a backup copy, okay, as a scheduled mechanism. Instead of running this data export feature manually, we can make it as scheduled process, which will be done automatically by Salesforce. Okay, so that we can use that data export feature in order to export only the data here. Now, let me show you where exactly the feature is available. So let's go to the setup menu. Search for the option data export. Once you click on data export, now it is indicating that. We can able to export the data right now also, or we can make it scheduled also. Depends upon the requirement, we can make it schedule based on the periodical intervals. Now click on export now. Now it is supporting what Salesforce objects data you would like to export. It is populating your object names here, including standard, including custom, all the object names it is populating here. So it supports to export all the Salesforce object records, including standard objects, including custom objects, all the objects also. Here we are having our custom objects, customer object, branch object, candidate object, hiring manager, position, everything, including standard, including custom, all the objects are available. If you want to export this object data, just you can select, click on export now button. So we are having the button called as start export. It will be exporting the data to your local device. So that depends upon the requirement, we can export the data by using data export feature. That means what? To import the records, one separate feature. To export the data, one more separate feature here. To avoid this kind of problems, instead of using two separate features, one is for import, second one is for export, why can't we do both the operations by using a single tool itself? So that to avoid this kind of problem, Salesforce has introduced a tool called as data loader. Salesforce has introduced a tool called as data loader, which will perform both import and export operation on all standard, all custom objects. Okay, clear? Now let's see. Make a note of this one. Data export. By using this feature, we can export the records from Salesforce objects. By using this feature, we can export the records from Salesforce objects. It supports all standard and all custom objects. To export the data. It supports all standard and all custom objects to export the data here. We can export the data either manually or we can make it scheduled based on the periodical intervals. Based on the periodical intervals. Then how can we go to this feature? Now let me explain. Go to the menu, setup menu, search for the option data export. Click on export now button. Select the required objects checkbox. Click on start export button. Click on start export button. These are 4 features are available. To avoid these drawbacks of these features, Salesforce has introduced a tool called as data loader tool, which is a on-premise tool. On-premise, not cloud. It's on-premise. Data loader is an on-premise tool which requires installation into your local system. Okay. We have a cloud version of data loader also, that is called as a data loader.io. Data loader.io is a cloud version of data loader tool. How to use this data loader tool? What is the functionality of this data loader tool? How it will process? What operations it can do? What objects it will support? How many records we can process? How to pass the records as input? How can we get that outputs? Everything we'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we'll see the functionalities of data loader tool and where exactly the tool is available and how can we use the tool, how to log in into the tool, we'll see practically in tomorrow's session. Okay, from there we'll see how can we perform the operations on the records through data loader, we'll see one by one. Okay, now so go through with these features today here. Tomorrow we'll see the concept of data loader tool. That is very, very important because in the real time, always we are using data loader to perform the operations on bulk import and export operations on your Salesforce object records. Okay.
So Feroz, we don't use this
Thank
data
you.
export and import. I mean, instead of
Yes, we
this